There are some memories that don't fade, not with time, not with distance, not even with healing. They stay, quietly stitched into your heartbeat, like background music you can't shut off. And for me, it all began with a door that opened halfway and never fully closed. It was my first day at university. New faces, new walls, the kind of day where everything feels both overwhelming and meaningless. I was sitting in the corner seat of a classroom that smelled of old chalk and new beginnings. People were laughing, talking, trying to belong. And then she walked in. The door creaked open, halfway. She didn't rush in. She stepped gently, like she wasn't entering a classroom, but stepping softly into someone's destiny. That someone was me. Her smile wasn't loud. It was alive. There was sunlight in her eyes, and a storm just behind them. She didn't even see me. But I swear my entire life saw her. She was late that day. And maybe that's what fate wanted. To have her arrive just late enough to pierce through my ordinary moment and make it extraordinary. Her name was Aruba. But to me, in that very moment, she became Aru. We sat together in a few shared classes. She was older, more confident, more free. I was quieter, reserved, too careful with my heart. But I noticed everything. The way she laughed like she didn't owe the world anything. The way her hands moved when she explained something. The way she'd play with her pen when bored. And that little trace of childlike mischief she carried, like life hadn't stolen her softness yet. One day she turned to me and said, "You always look like you're thinking about something sad." I smiled. How could I tell her that her voice had become the only thing I wanted to think about? I wanted to say, "I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about how someone like you exists, and how someone like me has the privilege to sit beside you." But I said nothing, because some things are too fragile to speak out loud. I began to wait for her, every day, not just in class, but in hallways, in passing glances, in the silence of my evenings. I memorized her voice, the rhythm of her footsteps, the small gold ring she wore on her left hand, the way she said my name, Zulfi, like she was singing it in a whisper. She didn't know, she didn't see it, or maybe she did, and chose to protect me from the answer I was too afraid to hear. I loved her, deeply, fully, in silence. But silence is heavy. It fills the spaces between people until it drowns them. And one day, she left. She moved on to her final year. Different classes, different schedule. The days grew longer. The seats beside me colder. She passed me once in the corridor and said, with a smile, "Time's flying, huh?" I just nodded. But my soul screamed, "No, Aru! Time stopped the day you walked away from that half-open door." The last time I saw her, she walked out through that same door, half open, just like my heart has remained ever since. I never told her. I never stopped loving her. And I never closed that door. To this day, every time I sit in silence, I hear it, again. That slow creak, that gentle entrance, that one perfect smile that wrecked my carefully quiet life. You know what's worse than heartbreak? Never having the chance to be heartbroken? Loving someone in silence so loud it echoes through the years, but never speaking it out loud. So, Aru, if by some miracle you ever hear this, if you ever find yourself remembering a quiet boy with tired eyes who sat beside you and smiled too little but felt too much, know this. I never stopped thinking about that half-open door. Because you didn't. Just walk into the room that day. You walked into me. This was a true story, a confession never spoken, a love never voiced, a girl never truly lost, because she was never truly mine. If you've ever loved someone silently, if you've ever lived with a confession buried in your chest, you're not alone. Welcome to Forgotten Confessions. If this story made you feel something, share your own forgotten confession in the comments below. Someone out there might just need to hear it. Subscribe for more stories the world forgot, but hearts remember.